So y'all, I am really shocked. Okay. Now I just knew that this man wasn't stupid enough, okay, effed up enough to come on national television on a show to at the end get a result of putting a ring on your girlfriend's finger of 14 years, and you went up there and actually slept with the girl that you dated repeatedly, over and over and over. Okay? Alexis knew. Alexia knew. This is why she sat there the whole time and was having problems, because you was out here living your best effing life like she said you was. You are low down, dirty dog. There is no way in the world you had to come up here and disrespect her like that. You called Kai to try to cover your behind, and she spilled all your effing tea and showed us who you really were. Y'all say, oh, I'm not really shocked. I'm shocked. I'm shocked as heck, because I honestly thought he had enough respect for her to not embarrass her on national television the way he did. Yeah, he probably was cheating the whole time. But on TV, with the girl that you're supposed to be part of the experiment with, bro, come on now. Come on now. And Alexia, girl, I know you're going to stay. I know you're going to stay. Because you've been staying for the last 14 years. So go ahead and be mad. Go ahead and cry. Go ahead and do all that. Because I'm sure he's going to give you a ring. And you're going to be like, I don't want the ring. And then you're going to end up being engaged to this man. Because, girl, you done played this game so many times. He's not even really scared. Hey, y'all. It's Chloe, and we're back with another video. You guys, this is Put a Ring on It, Season 2, Episode 7. And I'm going to just try to get, keep it nice, sweet, and straight to the point, okay? Before I get into this review, thank you guys for joining me on this journey, okay? We almost at the end. What I need for you to do is just hit that subscribe button, okay? Your girl's trying to hit 4,000. Hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to comment down below and hit that like button to help the algorithm, tell people to watch my video more. Okay, with all that being said, let's get into this review. You guys, I don't see it for none of these couples. I just don't. Okay, at this point, I'm kind of over it, and I just want them to hurry up and be done, okay? I feel like we've been going in circles and circles and circles and circles, and we ain't getting absolutely nowhere. Let's get into this review, okay? So we're sitting down, and we pick up with Dr. Nicole asking Sean, is he going to go on another date? And he says he is going to go on another date because he has to learn to trust himself, okay? He has to learn to be able to be in a room with a woman, in front of a woman, and not actually just want to F her, okay? Because he's never really been faithful before, okay? This is the first time being faithful, okay? So he just needs to be able to trust himself to be around a woman. And I'm like, who is these women that just, like, throwing it at you? Like, who are they? But anyway, so Eric is going on the second date. Jessica is going on the third date. LaRonda's going back on the second date. Sean's going on the second date. And Dorian, he's like, oh, don't call it a date. Call it closure. Bro. Dorian going to get closure. And maybe some head in the car. Who knows, okay? And, y'all, I'm gonna try my best not to like keep calling him out in this whole daggone video, but it's gonna be hard because I really see it for him, right? I'm here, I'm ready to see it for him. But anyway, and Alexia's gonna take some time for her because she decides she's not going on the second date because her and Dorian's supposed to be in this best place ever now, okay? So she's just gonna, fix herself, work on herself, or whatever the case may be, okay? Dorian says that he doesn't know how this conversation with Kaya is gonna go because he can see her blowing up. And I'm like, really though? Because last season when I can't remember his name, but old boy who kept going on the date over and over with the other girl, Michael. When Michael kept going on the date with the girl over and over, he did, tell her and broke it off with her. She was a little upset, but she didn't blow up, okay? Why would she blow up? What she got to blow up for? Why is Kai blowing up, Dorian? Okay, you want to handle this like adults. You want to deal with it like an adult. Why would she blow up? What have you told her? What have you done with her for her to blow up, sir? Anyway, Dr. Nicole gives them a homework assignment to envision what their marriage look like, because a lot of people spend a lot of time preparing for a wedding, but not actually preparing for the marriage. And I totally agree. These people spend all these thousands and $20,000 and $50,000 on a wedding, okay? And they don't even deserve each other, don't want to be with each other, don't even like the person, but somehow spend all this money on a wedding and be divorced in a daggone a year. Because you spend so much time trying to get the perfect wedding, you forget to work on the actual marriage. The wedding lasts for one day and the marriage is for a lifetime. So which one do you want to really invest in, okay? Y'all, my energy. Okay, it's shifty right now. It's shifty because these people got me all in my feelings this daggone season, okay? Because it's just like the embarrassment of it all is really starting to get to me, and I'm trying to keep it on track with this review, y'all. I'm trying, but just bear with me, okay? Bear with me in my frustration, okay? Now, Alexia is nervous to see if her vision of marriage is the same as Dorian's because they never had a conversation. He's never said anything about what his vision of marriage is. 14 years, and you mean to tell me y'all never had a conversation about marriage? Anyway, so Sean and LaRonda in the car, and it really basically boils down to the fact that Sean just can't trust himself around women, okay? LaRonda's like, well, you need to get that under control so you can understand that when I'm out here with my friends, I'm not automatically trying to F them because that's what you be doing, okay? So he's excited to go on his second date with this girl so he can figure out if he can trust himself again, all right? Who is these girls that is out here just letting Sean play them? Like, he's never been faithful, but like, never mind. Anyway, Eric and Jessica are in the house talking, and he's just ready to get out the house, okay? She's making smart comments. Oh, you ready to get away from me? Oh, you don't want to be around me? Oh, you ready to get out? He like, no, I'm just ready to go out and have a good time, okay? I got a question for you. Why you just don't cut the hair off or at least spray it? Spray it black or cut it off. I mean, why we gotta deal with that? I'm tired of it. I tried not to address it so many times, but at this point, I feel like it needs to be addressed. Just spray it or cut it off. Because what you got going on right now ain't working for me. It's just not working for me. So now Jessica feels as though she wants to have a little fun with Eric. And this is the problem that I have with Jessica, because Jessica always wants to play these games back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Instead of just being a mature adult, she feels like she has to do what Eric does to her. It's a whole tit for tat situation, okay? So she goes and get the door and she lets old girl in. Old girl's cute, okay? She's, working with it. Nice little body, cute little face, okay? And Jessica, I guess, feeling some type of way just a little bit, but we don't know because she like to play games a lot, okay? So she want to invite her in and put her in a hot seat. Oh, you didn't tell her I was this beautiful? Girl, because nobody was talking about you. What he supposed to say? Oh, my girlfriend is so beautiful. Boy, girl, anyway, homegirl want to sit there and give them shots, okay? Give them shots on shot glasses with her body on them. I said, woo, child. What? This is why he says you have no substance. Because out of all the things that you could have sit there and you talk about this and talk to this girl about and figured out what he is so intrigued with her about, you want to give them shots out of shot glasses with your body on it. Homegirl was not phased whatsoever, okay? You can't phase a girl who looks like that because you look like that. It doesn't work that way. You must be insecure enough and you must be feeling some type of insecurity for you to even pull out the shot glasses. It's the conceitedness for me. See, you're pretty, but sometimes the attitude just comes off and it rubs off and it makes you not look as attractive as you are. Anyway, Dorian in his confessional talking about something, he cut Kai off because of his woman, okay? And he's confident in their relationship and so is she. I said, Dorian, So Dorian and Alexia are talking. Now, y'all, I'm not going to lie. The conversation, the interaction between them was actually cute. I had a glimpse of hope, a glimpse of glitter from this conversation, okay? They were talking about, what their marriage looks like, okay? He says he doesn't want to lose the fun. He doesn't want to lose the lust, okay? He wants to continue to, have fun and be excited and things like that, okay? Now, he says he wants to do this because she wants to do this. And I'm like, that's the problem. You don't marry somebody because they want to get married. Because then you're going to be unhappy. You should want to marry her. If you don't want to marry her, don't propose to her. You just want to marry her because she wants to get married? Happy wife, happy life? No, she's not your wife and you're not happy. So cut it out. But anyway, she says they have some problems. They need to work on their communication, okay? And now that the condo is going, he's going to be coming home every night. Why was he not coming home every night before the condo? With the condo? Like, I just don't understand these relationships. Who's in these relationships where your significant other that you live with does not come home every night? Is this a thing? Is this a thing? Because God, like, my husband can't even roll out the bed and me not be like, where you going? In the middle of the night, wake me right up out my sleep. Where you going? And I got a king size bed and I feel it all, okay? So you mean to tell me that these people are just not coming home and this is okay? This is happening out here in these relationships, y'all. I don't know how. Okay, how? The trust must be like up to here if you can go out and not come home, and that's okay. But anyway, she tells him she wants more support from him. Okay, if I'm having a bad day, I want you to reach out to me as a friend. You know, check up on me. He says I want the same thing, and I was like, okay. The interaction between them really seemed like they was getting somewhere, y'all. It really seemed like we was actually gonna have a kumbaya moment. We was gonna come together. We was starting to see things, you know, the same way. We were starting to be on the same page. That's what I felt from Alexia and Dorian in this episode so far. She asked him, has he ever seen a successful marriage, okay? And he's like, no. She was like, but what about your grandparents? He was like, it wasn't successful. I mean, they definitely did the death do us part, but they were not happy. They were toxic. It was a lot of abuse. It was a lot of stuff going on in that relationship. It just wasn't healthy, okay? His uncles done got divorced, okay? So he's really have a bad image of what marriage looks like, okay? Alexia, on the other hand, doesn't have a lot of experience with what bad marriages look like. All her family is still married, the ones that are married and things like that. And they just never had this conversation. And I was sitting here saying, like, you've been with this man for 14 years. You quit your career to go move with this man, and you don't know if he wants to actually be married. You don't know. Y'all never had the conversation of what marriage looks like between the both of y'all. You never had the conversation about how many people you know are married, how many people you know are married, what those marriages look like. 14 years and we haven't had any conversations about a future? How? Where was the pillow talk? What was happening in these 14 years that we didn't get to know that his grandparents didn't have a good marriage? Like, maybe, like, why are you even on the show? Y'all not even doing the homework y'all was supposed to been doing. You don't even know enough about this man to even know if you want to marry him. So Dr. Nicole goes to see Jessica, y'all, and Jessica wants to talk about how she wants to gain his trust back, okay? She tells Dr. Nicole that she feels like she's always in a hot seat, okay? She's always asked her questions, okay? So she wants to know, like, what can I do? Because I can't even answer the questions sometimes. Dr. Nicole said, do you think he's trying to hurt you? She says, no, I don't think he's trying to hurt me. And then she says, so then what is it? It's like sometimes the things he's saying, the way he's saying hurts me, but I don't think that he knows that. So Dr. Nicole said, did you tell him? No. She said that he doesn't make her feel safe enough to tell her, for her to tell him how she really feels. And I'm like, this is part of that depth that he's talking about, okay? Have a conversation with the man about how you feel, miss, okay? I don't know where these women come from, where they feel as though they need to bite their tongue and hold back their feelings. You will never get what you want out of a man if you do not tell him what it is that you want, because they are not mind readers and they don't know it. They're really simple, okay? Men are really simple. They don't need that much. Us, on the other hand, we need attention. We need affection. We need everything. We want it all, okay? So we need to communicate that to them and let them know that that's what we need, okay? And they can either make a decision to do it or not to do it, but your part is to tell him that you need it. She says that her guard came from, you know, her having to fight a lot in school, okay? She was picked on because of her color, her hair. She was picked on because of her hair texture. She was picked on because of the color of her skin. You know, she was just, you know, she went through a lot, so she had to be guarded. Even in her adulthood, she probably got one or two friends that, you know, that she doesn't have to, that fight dynamic with, and that's because they're guarded too. And I was just sitting here like, this, are we getting somewhere with this? Is this really gonna help? Is this really gonna help? I feel like it sounds good in a moment, but like, is it really gonna help? No, it's just not. I don't see them taking these tools back and actually using them. I just don't. I feel like we are in the same place that we've been at since the beginning of this season, okay? It's frustrating because where is the growth? Where is the growth? You two are still sitting here going back and forth, okay? Dr. Nicole said you have to be the best person for yourself so that you could be the best person to him. I said, tell it. You can't expect for somebody to make you whole, okay? You can't expect for somebody to make you feel beautiful. You can't expect for somebody to make you feel like you are your best self. You have to make you feel like your best self. so she wants to be heard, understood, and, you know, trusted in this relationship, because she can just, you know, say, oh, I saved some food for you, and he'll be like, you lie, okay? That's when Nicole said, the first time I seen that, you was the one doing it. You guys do this all the time. You mirror each other. You can't understand how you like the other person. Y'all just alike. Stop pointing the finger all at him, and realize that you're doing the same thing. Okay, so now she's having self-discovery. She realized that, you know, but I'm like, didn't y'all learn this last week that y'all do this? You still self-discovering that y'all the same person? We already talked about this. This is what I mean about retaining the information, using it, you know, this is what I'm talking about. I feel like we're going absolutely nowhere. We've been going in circles over and over and over and over. And granted, it takes some time for us to fix our lives, okay? Ayana can do it in three days. But apparently we'll put a ring on it. It's been 7 weeks and we still ain't getting nowhere. So anyway, okay. So now Sean goes on his second date with the girl he did yoga with. I can't remember her name, but anyway, homegirl was nice. Homegirl looked nice. I loved her dress. Okay, the shoes, she came in there strutting, looking like a straight model. Okay, I was here for it. Okay, when she sat down, they started talking. She asked him, "What do you like to eat?" And he was like, "That's a loaded question." She's like, "Really?" And I was like, "What?" You're in a restaurant and she asked you what you like to eat, and your mind instantly went to the gutter, okay? This is what we talk about with learning to trust yourself. I'm like, yo, what is wrong? Like, it wasn't even a loaded question. It just definitely wasn't loaded. But for him, it was a loaded question. And they kind of laughed at it because, you know, everybody got a little dirty mind a little bit, okay? So they just sit there talking, and he asks her what made her come on the show where she's actually dating someone in a relationship. She said, I would like to know up front, okay? I done been in all these relationships where people have girlfriends and they never tell us, have wives and never tell me, and I'm always finding out. At least in this experiment, I already know what you got going on, okay? You obviously in a relationship and you're not completely happy, and I know that from the jump. Now I ain't gotta, you know, be the side chick. In their conversation, Sean realized that he can just sit there and have a good time. He can just sit there and talk. He can be in the presence of a woman and, you know, it not be something serious. He really feel like he can trust himself, and now he just wants to date nobody but LaRonda. So so he's done with the dating altogether, okay? Eric is going on his date now, y'all. Eric and his date seem like they really mesh. Okay, she's very affectionate, like she likes touching him, and you know, he says like his little man be jumping, okay, when she keeps touching on him, okay, but for some reason their chemistry is really real looking or feeling to me, okay. Even in her confessional, she mentioned that, you know, if it didn't work out between Eric and Jessica, she will be willing to, you know, date him, and I feel like that was genuine. They really seem like they like each other. It's kind of nerve-wracking from the outside looking in because you really want, you know, him and Jessica to work. But when you look at him and, I can't remember her name, his date, they look like they could work too. So I was just sitting there like, I don't know if I should be encouraging this or not, but it looking like it can be a thing, and I wouldn't be mad at it if it was. I'm just saying. I mean, now I'm not saying go and cheat, okay? What I'm saying is, make a decision at the end of this and then maybe explore that option. That's what I'm saying, okay? Don't get me confused. Don't come at me like it was all good for Dorian. It was all good for Eric, but not good for Dorian. Don't do that, because that's not what I said, okay? So Dr. Nicole goes to meet with all the men, okay? She asks them how are they feeling now that this experiment is about to, you know, come down to an end. Sean says now that they are actually comfortable, now that they're actually confronting their issues instead of like, you know, pushing them under the rug, they have been communicating and actually working towards the same common goal, okay? Now, he says that he's very open, he's very vulnerable with LaRonda, and sometimes she feels like he's just sucking the life out of the relationship. So Dr. Nicole says that's why relationships are for grown folk, okay? You have to manage yourself, and as a man, you have to manage the relationship. You set the tone for your house, okay? Eric says, how many times can I be vulnerable with my woman before she tells me I need to man up? Dr. Nicole said that's inappropriate. That's definitely inappropriate. You need to tell her, like, I am being full man in this situation. I am fully telling you how I feel. Okay, she brings up how in the black community, a lot of men, a lot of boys at young ages are taught not to have feelings, okay? You didn't feel that. You don't feel anything. And when they get in these relationships, they don't know how to express what they feeling, because when they was young, if they fall, get up, no, you are right. You didn't feel that. You not hurt. And then now they don't know how to, they feel the pain, but they don't know how to express the pain because they've been told not to. And I was like, it makes a lot of sense, okay? It makes a lot of unemotionally available men because they don't know how to express their feelings. And then women, on the other hand, be so emotional that there's like no in between. It's like one is over the top emotional and one is no emotions. And you don't meet in the middle somewhere. But I felt that, and I think it's realistic, and I'm glad that she spoke about it. And the fact that she also called out the fact that women are so used to it that now if a man does want to express his feelings, they drain in the relationship, or they need the man up. Inappropriate is what she called it, and I agree. So Dorian brings up the fact that how Alexia said that if he doesn't propose at the end of this experiment, then she's leaving. Okay, and he don't think that that's fair because it's been 14 years. Okay, they finally get into a good place. Like, they finally get to a good place, and him not proposing would just throw away all the work that they ever did. Okay, they was getting somewhere, they was working towards something. Can't they continue to work towards something? And Dr. Nicole said, for you to even think that this is acceptable is the foolish. Okay, like, no, y'all been doing the same thing over and over and over and over and over again. It's time to move. Y'all are stuck. Okay, either you're gonna move forward, or is the reason you can't move forward is because this ain't it. Okay? Are you holding on to this for what? Okay, this just ain't it. You want it to be it. You invested all these times in it, and you want this to be it, but it's not it. This is why you're stuck and you're not moving. She tells him, you have the right to say you don't want to get married. But then she has the right to say she doesn't want to continue to be with you if you don't want to get married. After 14 years, come on now. Make it make sense, Dorian. What about this? Don't you understand? Okay. And then part of the problem is, you guys, because they never talked about marriage. She just started bringing up this marriage talk, and they never had a conversation, which is why she doesn't know what his idea of marriage is. She doesn't know what his history with marriages look like and things like that, because they never had this conversation. And now she's pressuring him at 14 years. Like, girl, you should have set the standard when you left your job, when you quit basketball to come be with this man. You should have told him, I want to get married and I want to have kids. But anyway, when Dr. Nicole leaves, Dorian says that he realized that he was wasting her time. But he says, like, how is it? It's just her 14 years. It's just her 14 years. Like, it's my 14 years too. Bro, nobody feels bad for you or sorry for you. I'm just saying that. Y'all was together for 14 years. She get sacrificed a lot. You went and had 3 kids in the process of this relationship with 2 different women. So you sit here and talk about it was your 14 years too. Sir, you had a lot of fun in your 14 years. Meanwhile, she been sitting there just looking sad and desperate. So now Dorian wants to go talk to Kai, okay? He says that he wants to talk to her and tell her that he chooses Lex over her. That made me feel some type of way, because, like, there is no you choose Lex over her. Lex is your girl. Why would she think anything different? Okay? He just hopes that they can handle this like grown folks and not have all the fighting and bitterness. See, that's when you know something up, okay? Why y'all would be fighting, and why would she be so bitter? But anyway, so Kai walks in and she's mad. She says, you ghosted me for about, a week, okay? She was like, it's been 10 days. Haven't heard from you, haven't talked to you, haven't did anything, okay? He tells her that he wanted to talk to her in person. He didn't want to be disrespectful. She says, I can't tell because I feel disrespected, okay? You disrespected me when you ghosted. He told him he had plenty of opportunity to sneak away and call her, okay, to cover his behind, but not once did he ask her how she felt. I said, he was sneaking behind the back, texting and talking. Remember, he was sitting there talking about something. But once I, felt like I didn't have to, sneak in by your phone and talk to her and text her and stuff like that. Because you was just doing it out in the open and you really didn't give a F, okay? You literally was supposed to have some type of boundary for yourself, but obviously you had no type of boundary for yourself because you was in constant communication with this woman, okay? So, Kai says it's now time for you to take responsibility for yourself. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just take one for the team? I think you're more concerned about her finding out about us, okay? Did you tell her that we had sex? I said, oh. He was like, oh. Yeah. You tried to get in contact with her to tell her not to say nothing so that she wouldn't come up here and make a fool out of you. But you sat there and you tried to play her and her, okay? You obviously was telling Kai that y'all was going to be together. You obviously was telling Kai that you was feeling her. You obviously was telling Kai that she was everything that you wanted. You was dicking her down and y'all was doing all of that, okay? So you thought this woman wasn't going to come up here and put you on blast when you sat there and chose your girlfriend over her after you promised her to be the new girlfriend? You can't even sit here and say that you didn't promise her that she was going to be the new girlfriend. When that's why she felt so comfortable trying to make you make a decision on camera. That's why she felt so comfortable talking about Lex like that, okay? Because you kept telling her, oh, she feels insecure about you. Oh, I'm really feeling you. Oh, I'm really digging you. Oh, we gonna have the best sex of our lives, because that's what Kai said. Did she know that we was having the best sex of our lives, okay? Dorian, you a dog. It's one thing to cheat, okay? It's one thing to be a cheater. There's a whole nother thing to actually be a cheater on national television, on a show where you're supposed to be deciding whether or not you're going to put a ring on it at the end of it. Sir, how low can you go? You didn't think this was going to get out? I'm just sitting here like, you honestly could not have cared. Okay, you could not have cared, because for you to actually sit here and think that you was gonna have sex with this woman and it was not gonna come out on TV whatsoever, you had to be a fool if you thought that was gonna happen. But I honestly think you just don't care. So all those fake tears that you got coming in the next episode, keep them, sir, keep them. But I'm pretty sure Lexa gonna stay with you, okay? Because we've been here before. I'm sure we've been here before. Cheers to MF enclosure. I was here for that. I said, who child? Kai came on a mission, and the mission accomplished. That was the episode, y'all, and I'm ready for the next one so we could be done. None of them need rings. No one need to be married. I honestly think that LaRonda and Sean might be the most ready couple at this moment. But I think Eric and Jessica need to cut their losses, and definitely Dorian and Alexia. Like, she just need to give it up. Like, he can't even be faithful to you with the cameras watching, sis. There's no way he will be faithful in a marriage, and you shouldn't want that. But that's for the ring on, you guys. I can't wait till next week. I'll see you all later. Don't forget to like this video, comment, and subscribe. Peace.